last episode, we made sure that we had the best start to hardcore Minecraft in history. Okay, well, it wasn't the best start in history, but it was fun. We met Greg, we killed the dragon, then we got some totems, and we built a beacon, and all that was fun and all, but...
The time for fun is over.
Okay, maybe it's not that serious, but today's episode is going to be pretty epic. So I hinted at it in the last episode, but today we're going to be transforming the massive cave into a... Wait. What is that? Oh, were you scared? I think you were. So I talked about living in this cave in the last episode, but before I build the base, I think it would be really cool to give myself a narrative reason for why I live in the cave. Today, we're going to be building the massive asteroid that hit this planet and sent me scrambling underground to try and survive. First things first, I need a quick XP farm. The obvious choice here is a simple Enderman farm, so let's just... Choo! Oh. That was easy. Okay, well, let's go make an iron farm. This one's pretty pathetic, so let's go get the stuff we need to make a bigger one. So this farm is fairly simple, but it is a pretty big project. We can break it up into 4 easy steps though. First we have to build the base, then we have to build the collection chamber, then we have to build the cells for the villagers and the zombies to live in, and then we have to get the villagers and the zombies into those cells. First, we need to clear out some space for the base of the farm. Now that that's all dug out, we need to add some stairs and some fence gates to help the iron golems get into the chamber. And now we just need to fill in the water. Nice. The first step to building out the base of this farm is to pick a side and build 23 blocks across with stairs. Then we build back 6 blocks and repeat the process one more time in the back, 1 block higher. And then all you have to do is repeat that 3 more times. Now that the base is done, let's build the collection chamber. The collection chamber is super simple. Just dig this 3x3 area down 10 blocks, add some chests, hoppers, signs, lava, campfires, and glass, and then you're done. To make the holding cells for the villagers and the zombies, just do this. Now all we need to do is get the villagers and the zombies up there. This went about as well as you would expect it to. Here are some of the highlights. You mother... No way. What the... What? What the... Oh my god. Get in the hole. Dude. No! No! You asked for this. Okay. Okay, so that was a disaster, but now that it's done, we can finally start working on the asteroid. There's just one small issue though. I have no idea how to even begin to start building this. Maybe ChatGPT has some ideas where I can go to learn about asteroids.
The Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. is a great place to learn about asteroids.
All right, let's do it. Now I know what you're probably all thinking. Bebo, surely you're not going to fly all the way across the country to learn about something you could just Google, right? Wrong. One flight later and I touched down in Washington, D.C. After getting lost for a bit, I finally found my way to the Museum of Natural History. This place was huge. I found the exhibit on the 2nd floor and I started to look around. One of the first things that I learned was that it's not even called an asteroid. When it hits the ground, it's called a meteorite. I saw small ones and flat ones, weird ones and shiny ones, and even some really big ones. I even learned about where they come from and the craters that they form. Armed with my newfound knowledge of meteorites, I think it's time we head back into the world of Minecraft and get started on this build. Ah yes, much better. Without giving too much away, I made a schematic of the meteorite build in a creative world, and here are the materials that we need to get started. Alright, here's a quick rundown. We need 4 full shulkers of regular blackstone, 1 of polished blackstone, 1 of polished blackstone bricks, and half of 1 of gilded blackstone. Good thing we got that iron farm up and running so I can make some more beacons. Now that we know the game plan, let's head to the nether and grab the materials we need. First stop is the good old bastion. I think we should be able to get a majority of what we need right here. With haste 2 and efficiency 5, we should be able to make quick work of this place. Once I got to the bottom of this section of the bastion, I basically had everything I needed except that I needed a little bit more regular blackstone. I thought I remembered where Basalt Delta biome was, so I headed over there to grab the last little bit I needed when this happened. Whoa! Let's go! Yippee! So yeah, that wasn't fun. I almost lost the whole entire world because I was being careless in the nether. But you know what is fun? Subscribing! I've put a ton of time and effort into this video, and I'd love it if you could support me by subbing. If you enjoyed this video, please also consider hitting the like button. Alright, let's go finish this meteor. I think it's finally time I showed you what the schematic looks like. There it is. I know it looks absolutely nothing like any of the meteorites from the museum, but trust me, I tested out so many different designs in a creative version of this world, and this is the only one that looked any good. Well, the best way to get started is by placing the first few blocks, so let's just... So, I've only done like 50 blocks so far, but I can already tell that doing the texturing as I go is going to be a massive pain. I think what I'm going to try to do is go through and build the base out of plain blackstone, and then come back through and do the texturing later. Alright, it's time. Cue the build montage music. And there you have it. 7 hours of block placing in 24 seconds. We love movie magic. So there it is. The first step is complete. Now all we need to do is replace every single one of those red blocks for texturing. Since the building took 7 hours, maybe we just do the texturing in 2 seconds, huh? All jokes aside, that texturing took forever. But that's okay, it looks sick. Now I want to work on terraforming a crater around the meteorite to make it look more natural here, and also add a cool flame trail coming out of the back of it here. I mean, who doesn't like flames? One small oversight that I had was, how do I get down to my house? Oh no. The mob farm build wasn't supposed to be until episode 3, but I guess I made one early. Let's just start on these flames. So I made these in a creative world to try and figure out what I wanted it to look like, and I realized I need a lot of glass. So now I get to mine thousands of blocks of sand. What if I just... Nice. Now we just need to smelt all this. Side note, has anyone ever listened to the amazing ASMR of 40 furnaces smelting all at once? So good. Now that we have an insane amount of glass, we need to collect an insane amount of dye. Luckily, we have an infinite supply of red dye from the iron farm, but I don't have a single sunflower, so we need to do a little exploring. It didn't take me too much flying around before I found these. Oh, and I found some pandas. Cool. I'm hoping that the amount of bones I've already collected just by playing is enough for this project, because I really don't want to have to build another farm in this episode. Well, I sure hope this is enough. I think what we should do is build a dirt scaffolding in the shape that I want, and then place the glass panes on top of that. Then we can remove the dirt. This is gonna suck. Okay, I think this is looking good, but I should probably move it down so it starts a little bit lower. I'm gonna build out a good bit of this and then check back in later. So I moved the dirt scaffolding down a little bit, but building that out was taking way too long and I got a little impatient, so I just started to spam click the panes, and honestly, I think this is looking pretty good. Now that I know what I'm doing, well, I'll just let Greg do it this time.
Cue the montage music.
Wow, this is really starting to come together. What do you think? All I want to do now is add some gray to the top of the fire for a smoke effect, and I think we're done. I think we can knock this out pretty quick. Alright, here's where we're at. Honestly, I like it. Let's just check it out from another angle. So obviously we need to remove the dirt scaffolding, but this looks sick. I mean, I'm all the way back by the village and it still looks this big. The only thing I think I should do to make this look a little bit more realistic is to add some spacing in between all the panes to make it just look a little bit more realistic, but once the other side is done, I think this fire is good to go. I'm just gonna finish this off real quick and remove the dirt, and then I'll check back in. Okay, so this is the technique that I'm trying to add some extra smoke bits off the side, and I had the idea to add small bits of color into the main area of smoke to try and make it look like sparks. I've only tried this on a small spot so far, but I really like what it looks like. I'm gonna go do it to the whole thing and see what we've got. Alright, I'm back. What do we think? Personally, I think it looks pretty sick. Now that the flames are done, let's start working on the crater. So, I don't know how many of you have seen the craters from Applied Energistics, but that's basically the plan for this, but big. The short explanation here is dig big hole, make it look cool. I've already laid out the border for where the crater is going to be, so now all I need to do is just dig it out. Yeah, this isn't so bad. I think this will be fine.
I think this will be fine. I think this will be fine.
Anyways, 2 netherite shovels and a ton of hours later, I'm finally done with digging out the crater. Now all that's left is finishing off the meteorite, terraforming around the edges, and texturing. This should be easy. Yep, easy. Let's see what we've got now. Oh yeah, this is looking nice. I'm gonna go knock out the terraforming now. While I show off the footage of the terraforming, I wanted to give a quick shout out to everyone who's been keeping up with the channel on the community tab. I said that I would sneak in 2 names from the comments of this post in the video, but actually I just wanted to show off everyone who commented. That kind of support really means a lot to me, and I'm super thankful for everyone who's been engaging with my content so far. This is only my 2nd video, but I'll definitely continue to do this kind of thing for future videos, so make sure you keep up to date with the community tab. Alright, so before we had this big stone wall, and now it looks like this. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's knock out the texturing of the crater and get this project over with. Okay, so I want to use some kind of block palette like this for the texturing, but I'm not sure if I can just layer it on top or if I need to carve it out to keep the proper bowl shape. No, that is not it. I definitely need to carve it out. All right, now that we have it in, yeah, that is so much better. Now I just need to do it to the whole thing. Anyone who's ever made an edit like that probably is wondering why I still put 5 of those in each of my videos. They take so long, but I guess they do look cool. Anyways, this is where we're at. I think the walls look sick, but I'm still not quite sure what to do with the floor of the crater. I'm gonna do some thinking on this and then I'll be back. It's been literally 1/60th of a second for you, but for me, it's been about an hour. I was going through footage from the museum, trying to look for inspiration, and I remembered seeing a picture of a meteorite crater that had filled in with rain and thought that would work perfectly here. So the idea was to carve out this little section that was really close to the river and have the river drain into the crater, and that's what filled it up. All right, let's see what this looks like. Oh, yes. I genuinely cannot describe to you how happy I am that I am done with this project. It took me so long. I mean, the end of episode 1 was around day 80, and now I'm almost at day 275. That's wild. Anyways, see you later.